Is there anything left to say about Aaron Driver, the would-be homegrown jihadist now en route to meet his maker? Well, actually, there is indeed an epilogue for the sorry saga of the Strathroy bomber, namely, what to do with his corpse. For starters, I thought it was most curious that the London Muslim mosque was so gung-ho to offer Aaron Driver a respectful burial in accordance with Islamic protocol. Last week, the mosque even issued a news release. Here's how it starts. Quote, "Despite our ideological differences with Mr. Driver, the mosque reached out and offered support to the family members of Aaron Driver." End quote. Ideological differences? Let's get this straight. Aaron Driver was a wannabe terrorist and ISIS supporter who planned to massacre innocent people at a London mall. Had he not been killed by law enforcement in a sting operation, who knows how many lives Driver would have taken. To the folks at the London Muslim Mosque, this is an ideological difference? No, I think an ideological difference is you support the Montreal Canadiens and I'm a Leafs fan. Maybe I'm missing the nuance here, but I don't think someone who's hell-bent on carrying out mass murder is merely embracing a different viewpoint. And not to be a nitpicker here, but why would the mosque want him to have a proper Muslim funeral in the first place? If I was a law-abiding Muslim who rejects terrorism, I would think I wouldn't want my mosque going anywhere near such trash. You know, it brings to mind the politically correct nonsense of 5 years ago when public enemy number one, aka Osama bin Laden, was thankfully assassinated by U.S. Navy SEALs. Afterwards, it was later revealed that no U.S. sailors were permitted to watch bin Laden's burial at sea. And of course, respectful and traditional Islamic procedures were employed. This included washing what was left of Osama's body before placing it in a white sheet. A military officer then read prepared religious remarks, which were translated into Arabic by a native speaker. Only then did the corpse of Osama bin Laden depart the deck of the USS Carl Vinson to become 170 pounds of halal fish food. But what was the Obama administration thinking? Bin Laden was the man responsible for almost 3,000 American deaths on 9/11. Why the serene, respectful burial at sea? Was it because the administration didn't want to offend the religious and cultural sensibilities of the world's Islamists? Because, you know, if we did anything disrespectful to bin Laden's body, then the Islamists would really, really, really hate us, as opposed to, well, just really, really hate us. But as much as bin Laden was a terrorist mastermind, Aaron Driver was, well, a loser. Here was a suicide bomber so inept he couldn't even carry out the suicide part of his mission. In any event, kudos to Aaron Driver's father. He declined the offer of the London Muslim Mosque for a proper Islamic burial for his deranged son. Instead, the body was cremated, which is against Islamic burial rules. But I say in for a penny, in for a pound when it comes to disrespecting Islamic funeral rules when it comes to terrorists. So how's this for an idea next time we have a corpse of a jihadi to dispose of? How about we get in touch with the Iowa State Fair and make arrangements to purchase some prize-winning swine? Once properly skinned, we'd now have enough bacon to create a shroud for the next bin Laden or Driver. This has little to do with revenge, folks, but rather it's about employing superstition as a method of psychological warfare. Thus, if a soldier of Allah is indeed motivated by the prospect of receiving 72 voluptuous black-eyed virgins in the afterlife, let's make it public that before departing for the sweet hereafter, his corpse isn't going to be cleansed, but rather entombed in pigskin. In other words, once you get to heaven, you might get to meet Larry and Curly, but there's no way you're going to meet Mo. For the Rebel.media, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies.
Thanks for watching. Click here to never miss a Rebel update. Want even more of the Rebel? Well, click here to become a premium member.